Hey girls and guys, it's MrsKilljoy here. Here's my top 10 tips for winning PUBG. Tip number 1, don't be afraid to change keybinds. I changed my hold breath keybind to be hold and right mouse button. And now when I shoot, I simply double click and then hold the right mouse button and shoot with the left. This has been pretty life-changing for me. It's like I'm automatically holding my breath. This is something I would forget to do when it was assigned to other keys, so this is very helpful for me. Tip number 2, red dots over holographic sights. I've learned to love the red dot over the holographic sight. I've always used holographics in Battlefield. I think it's because my eyesight isn't great, so the holographic allows me to see better. But for precision shooting, the red dot beats holographics hands down, and I feel that PUBG is definitely a game where precision counts. Tip number 3, uncomplicate your weaponry. Equip a short-range gun such as an UMP or an AKM and set it to full auto. Equip a long-range gun such as a Kar98, Mini 14, M4, SPS and set it to single fire. Only use one gun for your close range and one for your medium to long range. Do not switch between full or single fire modes, just switch guns. I can't count the number of times having my full auto gun set to single fire has got me into trouble, or the other way around. Tip number 4, stay in cover when possible and be patient. Don't rush out into the open to fight the enemy. Stay behind cover and be patient. Rushing and having no cover usually means certain death. Being in cover gives you the chance to heal if you're injured and gives you the best chance to take out the enemy. If you can, let the enemy come to you and not the other way around. This gives you time to prepare and line up the shot. Know when to push the enemy and when to stay put. If you've knocked a few of their teammates, it's time to push. Pushing the enemy while they are scrambling to revive fallen teammates gives you the best opportunity to take out the rest of them. And maybe don't leave it too late. Tip number 5, learn to lean. Q and E are your best friends in PUBG. Learn to lean when you shoot. You can lean while aiming down sights or even just while aiming. Practice this at every opportunity you can. I spent an entire day only practicing leaning and now I can use it effectively in my games. Plus, it makes you look a little more pro. Watch how this guy, a random squad mate, leaned to win the chicken dinner. Tip number 6, turn your volume right up and stop every now and then and just listen. Now that Bluehole have fixed the red zone audio to not blast your eardrums, turn your volume right up. You'll be able to hear footsteps, distant gunshots, and get the jump on your enemy. Turning the volume up will also help with knowing where shots are coming from and finding enemies that are shooting at you. You can bet all pro players play with sounds turned right up. Tip number 7, flank to get a better position. Flanking is a term that describes approaching your enemy from the side rather than going directly towards towards them in a straight line. If you can get to cover, you'll get around to the side of your enemy while they are still looking for you at your last known location. You can easily kill them from the side with just a few shots. Tip number 8. Practice headshots. Every time you shoot, say the word headshot over and over again in your head. No, seriously. To remind you to go for the head and not the body. Keep calm, aim and shoot for the head, even if you're being shot at. If you get 2 or 3 good headshots in, you will be able to take out the enemy before they can rapidly fire at your body. Tip number 9, play solo versus squad games. This is a good one. I love playing solo versus squad games. Not only do you get great loot because they bump up the loot for squad games, but you learn how to shoot at a group of enemies rather than just one. Often in the solo endgame, because you are in such close quarters, it feels like it's you versus an entire other team. Or it could just be you versus a few other squads if you've lost all your teammates along the way in a duo or squad game. So why not take the opportunity to practice shooting, getting to cover, healing, and taking out numerous enemies with a solo versus squad game. I highly recommend this. Tip number 10, strategy can outwit skill. One of the most exciting things about PUBG for me is that you can beat any enemy with more skill than you just by using a good strategy. I remember watching back a replay of this guy totally owning everyone in my game, and in the end, I took him out and won the chicken dinner. How did I do this? By staying patient, only taking my shots when I needed to, and having the best cover. So while he was a better shooter than me, my strategy is what ultimately won the game. So just to recap, my top 10 tips for winning PUBG are: don't be afraid to change keybinds. Red dots over holographic sights. Uncomplicate your weaponry. Stay in cover when possible and be patient. Learn to lean. Turn your volume right up. Stop every now and then and just listen. Flank to get a better position. Practice headshots. Play solo versus squad games. And strategy can outwit skill. And just remember, sometimes you just play like shit and you can't win them all.